Okay, so what a lot of people don't understand is men in our age group, I always say that they're fatherless. And it doesn't mean you don't have a father there. It's just that this is the first generation where you might have to be liked in order to get a woman and have her stay married to you.
So am I like the only woman that no longer gets approached by men? No, because I had to actually sit and think about this, and I had to ask myself, when is the last time a man came up to me and wanted to get to know me or exchange numbers? All right, so I recently made a TikTok about not getting approached by men any longer, and several people, actually a couple thousand people, left comments, a lot of men, and I really appreciate y'all comments. But I will say it's definitely disappointing to see that a lot of men intentionally just don't go up to women anymore. But I get it, right? We told y'all that. I guess some women said that and y'all generalized us.
Number one, every man should not be able to access you at all hours of the night. Number two, a man is not responsible for your daddy issues. Number three, a woman having a lot of male friends is a turnoff for a man.
A little bit of house cleaning before we get started. For y'all who've been rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. For those who may be new here, coming in or out the door, for me, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. Every bit of your engagement absolutely helps promote me into the YouTube algorithm. I thank y'all for the support. Now let's get to it. Drop the video. Let's go.
Okay, so what a lot of people don't understand is men in our age group, I always say that they're fatherless. And it doesn't mean you don't have a father there. It's just that this is the first generation where you might have to be liked in order to get a woman and have her stay married to you. See, my mother and my grandmothers didn't have that option. That man did not have to be liked. He did not have to communicate. He did not have to make the home peaceful. He didn't have to do any of these things. He went to work. And that was his right to continue his reign of assholeness, you know? But these men today, you have to talk. You got to communicate. You cannot rule with an iron fist. You cannot manipulate. You cannot control, because that woman not only has just as many resources as you do, but she might got more that she can sky up.
I'm counting on it.
BS. I would like to know, where do they get any of this information from? You honestly believe that women of the past were with men, that they didn't have to like the men? Where do y'all get this stuff from? Y'all have this archaic view of the past that women were just beaten about the head, dragged into relationships, and told to stay put, and the man got to walk all over them and do whatever they want. Where do y'all get this stuff from? I've never known women to just deal with men who they didn't like, unless that woman herself has some dysfunction. Because you have to be dysfunctional to be in a relationship with someone you do not like, or someone that has to be liked by you. Think about that for a second. You're basically saying that women of past generations were simply in relationships and marriages with men based on survival. And that's not true. Where is that in any history book or any data or anything you've researched that said women of the past dealt with men solely based on survival? You think your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers were marrying men that they didn't like, or the men were unlikable? Where do y'all get this stuff from? This is what happens when you buy into propaganda from the color purple era, from the womanist era, from these flights of fancy of fiction that a lot of these feminist authors have written and pushed forth into the cultural zeitgeist, that y'all believe that women of the past were just with men solely based on survival. I got a little bit of news for you, right? In her diatribe, she said that men have to be liked now, they have to talk, they have to communicate. Well, if you listen to the women on social media, when men communicate and express their grievances, they're called sassy. If men want reciprocity, they're called sassy. If men have any expectation or boundaries, They're called misogynists. So do you really want men to communicate? Because when men communicate, you want them to shut up. You want them to do and be seen and not heard. This was nothing more than just shaming as usual from the still clapping chatterboxes on social media. Let's go to the next one.
So am I like the only woman that no longer gets approached by men? No, because I had to actually sit and think about this, and I had to ask myself, when is the last time a man came up to me and wanted to get to know me or exchange numbers? And it's been a long time. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it definitely has me questioning myself. Like, am I not as attractive as I thought I am? Am I looking old? Am I intimidating? Like, what is it? So now I'm starting to realize that since men don't come up to me, I have to be the one to go up to them. And that makes me super nervous because it's like, how do I know I'm not going to get rejected if you didn't come up to me in the first place and then I make the decision to go up to you? How do I know I won't face rejection? So can I get some tips and tricks, some advice on how to approach a man that I think is cute? Because I have no idea how to. Like, I'm scared and I feel like I can only approach men if I'm drunk, which is not often.
You have a problem with dating apps. You have a problem with modern dating. Because a lot of men nowadays, especially of your generation and latter generations, they're dating using apps. They're online. And they're not approaching women out in public. Well, I mean, quite frankly, they don't have to. They can just swipe left or right. And women have that same advantage. This is what happens when technology is in place. Things are gonna change. Now I get it. You know, some women still prefer the personal touch of interaction out and about. Like they want a man to approach them, ask for the number to see if this man is actually socially awkward, if this man has rapport, charisma, can he actually initiate a conversation with a woman to take on a date and get to know her. But men nowadays don't have to do that. They don't. They can just get on a dating app, match with someone, and hook up and meet up with them later on through, communication. So the problem you're having is quite frankly with the modern dating market scene. And I get it. Some women, such as this creator here, she wants to be approached by men. I can simply tell you this, ma'am. If you desire a man that you're out and about and you see you're physically attracted to him, this is a guy that piques your interest, or you want to get to know him, initiate contact. I mean, there's no other way around it. You're going to have to do the initiation of the contact because this generation and latter generations of men just aren't built that way. They're not going to approach you, for one, because they see a lot of talking heads on social media tell them women don't want to be approached. So men, adapt. They don't approach women out in public. They just go to their dating apps and holler that way and match with someone that they find attractive and want to hook up with. So you have a problem with the modern dating market. I suggest if you want to have that personal interaction, you initiate the contact. Now, she later on made another post, and this is that post. I'll play it right now.
All right, so I recently made a TikTok about not getting approached by men any longer, and several people, actually a couple thousand people, left comments, a lot of men, and I really appreciate y'all comments. And a lot of the comments coming from the men were saying that they stopped approaching women because us as women said that we don't want to be approached anymore. And I want to know which women y'all heard this from. I want to know. I think I've seen in the past maybe women saying they don't want to be approached at the gym. But other than that, I feel like most women would prefer to be approached in person as opposed to like online on an app or something. I don't know. That's what I think. That's how I feel. I also gathered that a lot of men feel nervous approaching women, just like how I said I would feel, right? Like being afraid of rejection. Totally get it. But I will say it's definitely disappointing to see that a lot of men intentionally just don't go up to women anymore. But I get it, right? We told y'all that. I guess some women said that and y'all generalized us. I also feel like I gathered from the comments that women should feel empowered to go up to men, right? If you see a dude that you think is cute, you're attracted to him, why not go up to him? I might try it now. I actually might. Especially seeing now that y'all men purposely don't be coming up to us. Oh yeah, and one more thing, I do have a ring on, a Playboy ring actually, but it's on my right hand, not my left hand. My left hand is still open.
You have a lot of misandrists with the loudest voices on social media, and they've made their intention is quite clear that they're speaking for women as a whole. And they've said they don't want to be approached by men at all, no matter what they're doing. So to say that men generalize women based on the loudest voices on social media, she's right. But can you blame men? If you have women who post misandrous content that say they don't want to be approached by men, it gives them the ick, men are creepy, and those posts get millions of views and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of likes, what do you want men to do? When men see this, they're like, okay, women don't want to be approached. Okay, cool, bet. I'll go on to the social media apps for dating, the dating apps, I should say, and I'll just initiate contact that way. I think you have a problem, yet again, like I said earlier, with the modern dating scene. And you also, I would say to all women who want to be approached, maybe say something when the loudest voices on social media are saying they don't want to be approached. Maybe you should create content and say, that's a lie, that's not true, speak for yourself, because there are women like myself who do want to be approached in public. Let's go to the next one.
Because the fact is, it hits different when a woman says it. So here we go. Number one, every man should not be able to access you at all hours of the night. Number two, a man is not responsible for your daddy issues. Number three, a woman having a lot of male friends is a turnoff for a man. Number four, a man's value goes beyond his wallet and status. Number five, if you want a traditional man who pays all the bills, you have to be a traditional woman who submits. Number six, mind games are not cute. It's stressful and it turns him off. Number seven, prioritize your relationship like you do your career. Number eight, your self-worth should be self-made, not man-made. Number nine, respect his need for space as much as you do your own. Number 10, relying on a man to validate your emotions is not empowerment. Find your own emotional independence. Number 11, your beauty attracts him, but your traits will keep him. Number 12, never compare your man to any other man. Number 13, men fight battles too, they just don't talk about theirs. Number 14, say what's on your mind. He's not a mind reader. Number 15, acknowledge the little things he does for you. Number 16, respect the privacy of your relationship. Number 17, don't say you forgive him just to then bring it up in every argument thereafter. He will start to resent you. Number 18, if you love him, love his flaws too. Number 19, saying I'm sorry and actually meaning it is a major turn on for him. Number 20, accountability builds his trust for you.
100% agree with all her points. 100% agree. I don't have much to say because she said, quite frankly, enough. I will say this before I go. When men oftentimes tell women or say to women what it is that we expect, what it is that we require, our standards, our boundaries, and the things that we look for, i.e. peace, not to interrupt a man's peace. Because I don't believe that women should bring men peace. I believe that women should not interrupt a man's peace. A lot of misandrists online say men are sassy, men are passenger princesses, that men want to be treated like they're in a soft girl era, etc., blah, blah, yakety smackety. What y'all have to realize is this. Women like this are far and few between on social media. Women who say the opposite are quite frankly in droves or found in droves on social media, and they have the loudest voice. So if you ladies want these women to not represent you and speak for you, then do like this woman just did. Create content that's in direct opposition to what they produce, and maybe it'll balance out some. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. Maybe you should try. The women who don't agree with the loud voices on social media produce content in opposition to it. That's all I got, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Get it cracking in the comments. I'll see y'all in the credits. 2 fingers. Peace. I'm out. Let's go.
Like Jesus.